Welcome back to the BAYUEMAS Oval, the home of cricket here in Malaysia, as hope beckons for the host nation. UAE take on Malaysia in this quarterfinals fixture with plenty at stake. Wonderful sunshine, terrific surface to play cricket, all in readiness as we meet Shahidur with both the captains for the toss.
A very good afternoon. We are here for match 2, quarter-final 2, and another big game coming up. And it's between UAE against the host Malaysia. I have the two captains, Isha alongside me from UAE, Marcelisa from Malaysia, and our match referee, Supriya Das. So we'll head straight into the toss. Time for the flip of the coin. Tails is the call, and it's heads. So Isha, what's your decision for today?
We'd like to have a bat first.
Any specific reasons for that?
We just want to use, it's a used wicket, so we want to get some runs on the board and then come out and then defend that.
Well, your team really clicked well, and talking about yourself, you scored 92 in the previous game, hat-trick for you as well. So any thoughts on that? What kind of a confidence are you giving in this game?
Yeah, but I think that day is done. We start fresh again today, new day again. And yeah, you can have new match winners every day. We just want to come out and do our basics well, just stick to what we do well, and hopefully have a good game today as well.
And any changes in your 11?
Yes, we have Shashikala coming in for Simran.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So Mas, you'll be bowling first. Happy with that?
Yes, we ready for both. But if you want to tell me, we want to back first, and then it's okay. We just receive.
So big game for you. Any changes in your 11 as well?
Yes, we have Julia for Aina, and then Ariana is back for Beh, and then Kalisha is back also.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So the news from out here, UAE won the toss and they will be batting first.
Confident call from the captain of UAE, Esha Oza, and had no hesitation whatsoever to bat first. What looks like a tremendous trip laid out for both the teams. She continues to lead them. Will have the experience of Hina Harish Chandani, the left-arm spin all-rounder. Will perhaps open alongside Titha Satish, the keeper batter. They'll have Samaira, Renita, plenty of all-rounders. Vaishnavi Mahesh with her leg breaks will be crucial. Katie Thompson will add to that spin bowling triplet that they have got. Induja Nandakumar, Athige Silva, Suraksha Kote, another young player coming through the ranks, will make up the 11 for UAE. But focus now shifts to the host nation, Malaysia. And to tell you more about that outfit, here with me for the first time in the Combox, I've got Adarsh.
Thank you, Baba. A very, very good afternoon to everybody tuning in. This is a high-octane clash and a very important one because the winner of this one goes into the semi-finals. And the Malaysian team looks very, very solid despite a small hiccup on their journey to the quarter-final. They have three experienced players in Mas Elise, Aina Hamiza and Winifred, who've played over 100 games for their country. And they also have their highest wicket taker, Mahira Izzati, which will be accompanied by a bunch of your all-rounders and your bowlers who will complement well and try to use this surface after having been asked to bowl first. This is a high-octane clash and I'm very, very excited for this.
Yes, and equally excited to watch this opening pair that's out there. Esha and Titha. Esha Oza, the captain, Titha Satish, the keeper batter. Both bring different kinds of skill onto the pitch. Esha has been prolific for a while now. Last year, 5 international tournaments. She was the player of the tournament in all 5 of them. 2-time ICC Associate Player of the Year as well, 23 and 25. Esha to take strike. And it looks like straight away they've got the keeper up. Perhaps a bit of spin to start with.
Noor Dania to start proceedings for Malaysia. The Under-19 World Cup captain who captained her team last year. Good promotion for her.
First ball. On the pads and confidently placed on the onside. They're running the first one hard. That'll be a key feature of this opening partnership. Others having watched them all throughout the tournament. Yes, they're prolific boundary hitters, but the calling, the response between the wickets, top notch.
Absolutely. UAE are off the mark with that single. And you're very, very right, Baba. They've been disciplined across different facets of the game. And that is why they've been unbeaten on their way to this quarterfinal.
Marking center right now. Left-handed keeper batter Titha Satish. Comes very much with a football background. Played football at the under 16 level. And then has graduated to become a top flight cricketer. Round the wicket to Titha. She drives that one straight to the fielder.
This left-hand, right-hand combination will also help and also has helped the UAE in the past games. They put pressure from both ends.
Only off the bottom of the bat. There's a bit of punch in that shot, not a lot of power.
There was a big stretch to be able to get to the ball. That's very good signs early on.
Quickly off the back foot as well, and we'll go through the inner circle. Take a look at that lightning quick outfield right now. Dive from the mid-off fielder, keeps it down to 2.
A slightly sloppy start for the fielder there. Inside the inner circle, mid-off had to run all the way back to the boundary. But like you said, the outfield is lightning quick. Plenty of boundaries on the offer.
Under this hot sun, UAE would love to put Malaysia under the pump. Taken on the full toss, long on is back on the fence. Just a run. So far, Noor Dania trying to bowl as full as possible with this new ball.
She's trying to bowl it right up there, potentially in the block hole. But so far, we've not seen any spin.
There, for the first time, tests the middle of the surface, and that too just skids on. These two batters just trying to get their eye in perhaps here. And that is the end of the first over. Cautious start this from UAE. 5 singles in that one. Plenty of experience out there for this Malaysian side as well. From the Negara end, for the first time, bit of seam on offer. Will be Esha on strike. Having gotten those singles, now these two batters eyeing for that first boundary. Ring field on the offside. Esha gets fully forward, blocks that one.
Isha's been in terrific form. An unbeaten 92 in the last game and a hat-trick. Is there anything more than you want from a captain? I will never know.
Is there anything more you need from this UAE team? 4 consecutive victories and convincing ones. As Elisha gets a new ball. That was there for the drive. Esha slightly tentative, not transferring the weight fully onto that drive, just to check.
But she's been very, very confident this entire tournament. She's led her side brilliantly. Instructions have been very, very clear. Role definition has been very, very clear as well. And that's the mark of a fantastic team going in to win a championship.
Try to just roll that ball and take it away from the batter. Esha opened the face of the bat. And now they'll push for the third, rightly so. Saw that from Thailand in that first game. They were pushing the fielders. 3 runs there.
Well, that was a beautiful, beautiful shot. Got onto the front foot, met the ball with a a full face of the bat correction and found the gap so beautifully. And that is the larger side of the ground. The boundaries are huge, they're very long, and they did decide to take on the fielder's arm and successfully completed a third run.
Yes, a relay throw didn't really help their cause. Malaysia needs to be switched on the field here. In terms of batting and bowling skill, maybe, just maybe, UAE inching ahead. But on the field, on the day, how you turn up, what kind of a character you show, just evens out the contest. Aisha, for the first time, to the left-hander, over the wicket. Two full, that's been her favourite area of scoring as well, down the ground, takes one more.
She also fancies playing the sweep, which we will see when the spinners come on, potentially in the next over as well.
Yes, you're right. Very low center of gravity for Titha Satish when she bats, so sweep becomes natural option.
And the cut shot, so she's very good square of the wicket.
Like all wicket-keeper batters are. Esha now finds the space on the onside, running the first one hard once again, and Titha will come back. This is brilliant. If not finding boundaries at will, they're still pushing the fielders.
This still looks very defensive to me from Malaysia, because they are in an attempt to restrict the flow of boundaries. They haven't had one, but the fielder at long on and long off indicate that they don't want to give away those boundaries and are playing to the strengths of these batters and say, you can take them on. I will bowl to that field. There's a little bit of confusion in the middle. It's regarding the pitch, I believe.
It's regarding the danger area. They're asking the ground staff to just do a bit of makeup to that particular danger area from the Golden Hope end. Slight pause now. Don't think these opening batters would appreciate that pause.
Now they're looking in good rhythm. This pause could help Malaysia in ways of distracting or taking the concentration, the focus of the UAE batters. Just a little bit of hammering on that particular spot. We can see a small patch there.
Good call from the umpire there. Adarsh, just wanted to ask you, as a batter, when you get a pause like that, both of them have got together, they're not speaking much, they're trying to stay in their own bubble. What kind of a process they can follow right now?
They must have come out with very clear plans, and they both have been in good form. They've both been scoring runs. Isha, like we've already discussed this, led the side brilliantly. So they're already on autopilot. They know exactly what needs to be done. And a team that's won 4 consecutive games, they've exactly and very surely studied the opposition. So they know what's coming their way. Just stay in your game, stay in your head, remain grounded, and do what you need to do.
Stay in your head mention, and Titha very rightly now sent back any help or any drinks that was offered from the dugout, because they don't want to get out of that batting bubble both are in.
And it's very early on in the innings to be for you to be having drinks. So that's probably the only reason why she didn't ask them to come back on the field.
Absolutely. Whatever mindset you're carrying, you want to stay in that mindset. Now this is turning out to be a slightly longer delay, which is why both of them have just started having a light conversation. For Malaysia though, good little breather to just recap and understand what lengths are working.
Again, they need to, the think tank needs to work on the fact that they've been a little defensive in their field setup, the lines that they're bowling. When you have a batter who's very capable of driving, you should be ideally pitching the ball up, giving the ball some air, and try to extract some swing, and maybe have a close catch and fielder somewhere around the offside so that you can create an opportunity. Right now, it doesn't look like they're creating opportunities. They're just defending and restricting boundary flow.
Which is difficult against this UAE side. Can't really restrict them. You have to get them out to be able to restrict the entire score, that is. Let's take a look at the players involved in this particular fixture.
the skipper, who's in blistering form of a 92 just yesterday and a hat-trick, and Tirtha Satish, the wicket-keeper, loves to play square of the wicket. We also have Samaira, Rinita Rajit, Hina H, who can also contribute with the ball later in the day. We have Lavanya Kenny, Vaishnavi Mahesh, also a very capable all-rounder. Katie Thompson, Shashikala Silva, Suraksha Kote, and Mehul Pranav Kulkarni.
On the other hand, home team, they'll have high hopes from this side. Juan Julia, the keeper, making a comeback. She was dropped for the last game, making a comeback into this 11.
Still looks like the issue is not resolved. There was like a small, there was a small crater that was on the pitch, and that's what they're trying to fix.
Ground staff, they've been working overtime, not just for this early morning showers today, so they had to really get going to make sure the ground was ready for that first fixture of the morning, which Thailand have now won, and they have now entered the semi-finals. Direct qualification for that upbeat Thailand team into the Asia Cup. We'll wait and watch what is the second team that goes ahead and does so.
We can just see that the players are taking a small drinks break. They've realized that this is going to be a delay, a slightly longer delay for them. The pitch needs some work done on. Just a quick mention to the support staff, the ground staff across the 4 venues that is hosted this wonderful tournament. Even yesterday we were at the UKM Oval, where there was a lot of lightning, there was a lot of rain around, and the people who were working in the stadium were spot on. They understood exactly when the rain's coming from and where it's coming from. They were very aware of player safety as well, and they were quick to call the umpires and let them know that, okay, this is the limit, we cannot go past this. So congratulations and a big thank you to everybody who's helped set the entire tournament up. The groundsmen who've done fantastic jobs in producing even wickets for us to watch entertaining, enthralling cricket on.
Not great news for now, as the players are back in the shades right now, as that little makeup work continues on the pitch. They're getting the roller out as well, which will mean there could be just a slight bit of delay, which means we will head into a break as well. And once we come back, we'll come back with the live action. Welcome back to the BAYUEMAS Oval. And we are back with this first innings here. Just a slight bit of delay. And once again, it will be Esha and Tirtha to make sure that UAE now put on a good score, having won the toss and batting first. On the other hand, it's the home team searching for their first breakthrough.
After 1.5 overs, it's 11 for no loss. Play will resume. Isha will take strike again against Aisha Elisa.
Just needs to start again now. Esha. All that focus, all that concentration needs to be redone. Herein lies the opportunity for Aisha Elisa. After a little break, can she strike? Gets it fuller, and Esha gets fully forward as well. 2 overs are done. Tight start this from Malaysia. UAE are 11 for no loss. Others in that morning game we saw 130 became too much to chase for come the second innings. What kind of a score do you think Malaysia will be happy with here?
Malaysia will be ideally happy with anything less than 120 as well. They've not had the best outings with the bat this tournament, so they would like to restrict the UAE to as little as possible. But considering the batting prowess of the side in blue, it looks highly unlikely.
Matchup in favour for Noor as she bowls to Tirtha now. She's been bowling a lot of full tosses. In the effort to try and bowl a lot of fuller balls, she's just overdoing it right now, Adarsh.
Tirtha would have felt like she would have missed out on it. That's another full toss that was on the pads. She could have put it anywhere she wanted. There was one fielder on the boundary for her and she picked her exactly. For the right-hander, there's a deep mid-wicket and a long on. That's smart field placement.
Esha goes deep in the crease, converts that into a ball that she can punch towards long on. So far, these two have been picking length well. It's just about finding the gap.
A little bit of sloppy fielding there from the fielder.
Punch through the offside. More runs. Mid-off does well. Covers for it.
There was a good punch of the back foot. The boundaries are not coming yet, which will still be good news for Malaysia. But in T20 cricket, especially if you want to restrict a very aggressive team, wickets are the way to go.
Otherwise, they can switch it on anytime. So far, a little reluctant to take the aerial route, Esha and Tirtha, and could be because of that little break in play. Maybe after this over, after the first half of the power play, bowled at the front of the hand and steered away to a short third for a run.
That's a quick single. This is mature batting. When you know that the boundaries are hard to come by, you don't play a lot of dot balls. You still try and find those singles wherever you can and keep the strike rotating. And considering there's a right-left combo, it makes it very hard for Malaysia.
Now diagonal Noor tosses that one up. Good bowling this. For the last ball of the over, she's just enticed a big shot. Peter Satish stays calm, composed, in control. 15 runs on the board after 3 overs. Extended spell this for Aisha here. Oh, bad ball. short fine leg does well, tracks it down. Will just be one.
The batters did want a second run there, but the fielder raced away quickly, plugged it up. Just straying in line a little bit there, Aisha.
The left and right hand combination means these fielders need to keep switching every time the strike is being rotated. Satish gets the drive in, but finds the fielder.
Tirtha Satish, like we've discussed, is very, very good square of the wicket on either side, which is why they're not giving her any width. There's no short deliveries being bowled to her. They're up to the stumps, almost on the body line as much as possible.
And every time they've asked Tirtha to hit it on the onside, they've got the fielder back. Couple of runs taken.
That, in a very good sense, is brilliant captaincy. Still very smart captaincy from Malaysia, but it's still not wicket taking. Wicket taking is what I believe. You want to make the batter make mistakes
and do something to get them out of this bubble they have settled into. Aisha will once again find one of those two deep fielders.
Why would you want to have a long on in place for the left-hander who likes to play square of the wicket? So if she is going to try and go over your head, there is a better chance for you to get a catch if you're inside the circle. This is where attacking captaincy needs to come.
Spot on there. Cross seam, Esha meets it with a fine full face of the bat. Plenty of power behind that shot and tremendous effort from the long off fielder. Puts in the long drive, dive in and saves the boundary.
It'll only be a couple of runs, but kudos to the fielder at long off. She had to run all the way there. Nazatul Hidayah. That's brilliant job.
Still batting within themselves this opening pair. Yeah, because they're getting these runs quite easily. Just with the lines and lengths that they're bowling right now, Malaysia.
This is very good game awareness. We will talk about this in the next over. After 4, it's 22 for no loss.
Adarsh, you were talking about the game awareness shown by these two batters.
Yeah, just the adaptability and the fact that they realize they're not getting the boundaries that they want to. They're not getting into a bubble. They're not standing in the crease. They're still trying to figure out to get those quick runs here and there. And not just that, they also in the back of their minds know that Malaysia has not been the best batting sides in this tournament. So they would have a target in mind when they've come out to bat. And this approach certainly indicates that it will not be more than 120 right now. They will still look to get more than that.
Change in the bowling then. From the Golden Hope end, it's Aina who bowls short, slightly outside off. Esha knows that just skidded through. That's been a feature from this Golden Hope end.
Yeah, we've seen that happen on more than one occasion. Just at the just short of good length mark, the ball sometimes just goes up or skids on, which can make batting a little difficult.
Which is why she's trying to alter Aina's length by coming down the track. Esha misses that.
You can also think of it from the perspective of wanting to displace the bowler's mindset. She's got a plan and she's trying to come up with the right kind of execution. But when you step down the track, you disrupt those plans. It'll be fun and interesting to watch what Aina Hamiza comes up with.
Aina has moved the long off a lot wider and bowls a lot straighter. Bit of a bluff from her. Inner circle fielder does well, gets a throw in. Tita Satish could have been shot had the throw been on target.
The throw was on target, it just wasn't flat enough for the bowler to be able to collect it. That's very smart batting, scampering through for a double. Isha here wants to keep strike. She realizes that she's got an opportunity against Aina Hamiza.
Yes, just for the last 2 overs of the power play, these two batters now trying to get the boundary count up. Another cross seam, again driven perfectly but straight to the fielder.
The offside in the inner circle is packed. We've got a backward point, a cover, a gully of sorts almost, and a mid-off, and a long off. You can call that an extra cover.
Wonder if now is the time for these two to start taking the aerial route. Goes to that extra fielder behind square you were mentioning in that ring field on the offside. Good bowling.
Malaysia has also come up with their own plans and they're so far executing it well. Their plans would have been, do not give any opportunity to these batters to settle in terms of boundaries. You can let them pick the singles, we will still be able to fight that out, but do not give away boundaries.
This is the quietest I've seen this opening pair. It will be that way at the end of 5 overs. Good work from Malaysia here. They're keeping Esha and Tita quiet. 24 for no loss are UAE. Great time to bring in our local expert, Shahidul, who's watched this Malaysian team very closely. Welcome back, Shah.
Thank you so much. And a warm welcome to everyone. That's a good looking shot. Cover drive straight to Winifred. And I think Malaysia as a team has a lot of promise. But of course, it's a big game. The quarter final. A lot of pressure on them as well. Yes, they know the conditions well, but at the same time, a lot of expectations as well. And a decent start here for UAE, 24 runs on the board. Again, trying to hit the ball too hard. Probably the lack of pace worked on that occasion.
Also, I think these two batters, they've been a little reluctant to play the lofted shots. Bit of a break in play could have aided Malaysia's cause. But these two batters have just looked quiet.
Fuller delivery, and she goes through the gap. Will beat the fielders and beat the rope as well. 4 runs.
Yeah, at least for the first time, there was the intent of playing something aerial, which is why there was enough pace behind that one. That's their first boundary. This is perhaps the deepest they have gone inside a power play to get a boundary. These two, Tita and Esha.
Yes, the good thing about that shot was she was not trying to hit it too hard. Went towards the pitch of the delivery much better in terms of technique.
It's wonderful flow of the bat.
Similar shot again this time. Just trying to hit the ball a bit too hard, getting the bottom of the bat.
Much better length as well from Aisha. Knowing that Tita Satish won't be actually going out reaching for that hard length ball, pulled it back.
Oh, excellent fielding there. Desperate dive. It was Ariana at point. One of the better fielders in the Malaysian squad.
Yes, it was going to her left with some speed on it. Beautiful one-handed stop. That'll lift the spirits of Malaysia.
Absolutely. I think as a fielding unit, you need to back your bowlers up, and that's exactly what happened. Very packed offside field. It's driven again. This time it's the skipper. Good fielding once again. Sharp work done. End of the over, 28 without loss.
Run for 17 for the first 3 overs of Aisha. That in itself doesn't really do justice to the good work she's done to keep this opening partnership quiet. Power play done, only 28. I say only because these two are capable of scoring much more.
Yes, one of the slowest power plays we have seen so far, especially when you didn't lose any wickets. So you have to give a lot of credit to the Malaysian bowlers. I think they have done the job right so far.
Which will now mean Shah, at least one of these two batters need to put their hand up and say, now is the time, I need to get going.
Well, usually both the batters, they try to score quick runs. We have seen both of them complementing each other right up the order. And today, it has been very quiet from both sides.
Rightly so. Aina gets another over.
Again, good looking shot, but finds the fielder. I think it's just the length they are bowling with.
To be honest, this is a bit of a puzzle for me. The lack of intent from these two. I can understand for the first few overs, then should have maximized that power play.
Good looking shot pulled away, but there's deep mid wicket again. Good captaincy as well. They have placed the fielders in the right areas.
Yes, Malaysia will be pretty confident now. I believe it was the power play where UAE could have hurt them the most. Now that they have gotten out of that spell, only giving away 28 runs, this middle overs can be crucial.
Fuller delivery. Good fielding once again. Ground fielding has been exceptional.
What that will do is that'll put so much of pressure on Esha. We know she's capable of playing the big shots. Can she do that when the pressure is on?
Definitely the pressure is on. And the fielding restrictions are up as well. So a lot of cushion at the boundaries.
Aina changed that one up. That was the in-swinger, in-dipper from her. Yes, it's quality bowling, aggressive fielding, and great captaincy indeed from Malaysia. To put the right fielders at the right places, cut the right kind of angles for these two batters. They've done their homework here.
Again, going for the heave on the onside, mistiming it, end of the over. It's 31 without loss.
That last shot, Shah, for the first time there, bit of desperation being shown, and that's bound to happen.
Yes, absolutely. I think a lack of footwork on that occasion. For the first time, she just lost her shape to play that. And another 3 runs over. So a tidy one. Malaysia is doing a wonderful job here. And in comes Mahira Izzati. More spin. Well, he's the number 1 spinner for Malaysia, the highest wicket taker.
And she too has a very similar plan and field. Deep extra cover is a lot straighter. Long off, long on. Nobody down at fine leg. Square leg stays inside the circle. So Mahira will be staying away from the pads. Bowling tight, just outside off.
that was close. Very, very close. And like you mentioned, that's how she started outside the off stump.
Yes, Esha was eyeing that gap over square leg. So close to the off pole as well. Mahira could be reaping the rewards of some tight bowling by others previously.
I think it's also due to the fact that the square on the leg side is vacant. So she's inviting the batter to play that sweep.
Bowling slow.
Just like that. Beautifully bowled. Again, the slowness of the wicket just helping her as well.
Which is why the touch play won't work right now. Esha and Tita need to bring a little bit of power into their game and not really worry about losing a wicket here. They move deep into this first innings. Time to get going.
Oh, it hits the wicket on the other hand. Did she get a hand to it? Well, they're appealing.
If she did get a hand to it, Tita was out of the crease. That's for sure. Which means the umpire believes that Mahira did get anything onto that return shot. Again, powerful shot, but straight to the stumps there.
Well, it can get frustrating for you as a batter, especially when you have not been able to pick runs. To play a good shot, hits the wickets on the other end. It's just that kind of a day for UAE. Oh, cheeky. Good looking shot. Will be at least a couple.
Yeah, smart batting. First real loosener from Mahira in this over. And Esha was smart enough just to play that little lap around the corner, couple of runs.
And Esha Oza, she's very tall as well. So she has that extra reach. Converted that into a low full toss. Nothing wrong with the delivery.
Brilliant technique as she scooped that one.
Oh, that's a poor delivery. Asking for trouble. That's runs. Long chase here for Nurdania. But it's Dhanushri who will get there first. 3 runs. Good running between the wickets.
Yes, it was Tita Satish who pushed Esha for that third run. Barring the last 2 deliveries that were going down the leg side. This has been a good over from Mahira. Now we'll have the matchup in favour. We'll be bowling to the left-hander for the first time.
And I think it's a good opportunity for her. Off spinner going against left-hander. Always has that upper hand. But yes, you need to bowl at the right areas.
Smart plan once again. They're leaving that square leg pocket open.
It's driven down to long off. Single to end the over. 37 without loss. Well, Babashish, what would you say about this innings? They've won the toss. They came in with a lot of promise. In fact, UAE scored 200 runs in the previous outing against Philippines. That was quite a statement, but it has looked very different today. So what should be an ideal score for you?
As we mentioned, in order to be in complete command, they would have loved to go past that 130 mark once again. Right now, how they're going, even getting to 130, they need to bat out of their skins. Another change in bowling, and once again, it is from the Golden Hope end.
It's going to be Winifred. Again, very experienced. She has been around this international circuit for quite some time here for Malaysia.
Another note for these 2 batters, they'll have to create different angles here. The more traditional angles that they're used to, that's been covered for by Malaysia. So move in the crease, if not up and down, laterally.
That was a poor delivery down the leg. Tirtha just missed out on that. It's a vacant area. There's no fine leg as well.
This could have had a boundary there. That's almost one of the shorter sides. We're on the extreme left pitch number 1.
And she goes exactly in that area. 4 runs, asking for trouble, similar delivery.
Yeah, losing her from Winifred here. Just losing her alignment of that front arm as she delivered that, which is why sprayed that down the leg side. Second boundary in this innings. Tirtha Satish moves on to 19.
Well, Winifred got away with the first one. Then she went for the similar delivery, and it was always going for runs. Easy pickings here, especially for a batter like Tirtha. Well, that will ease some nerves as well. And open up the scoring options. This time, smart batting. Single after that boundary.
Normally, it is the single after the boundary that you look for. But where they are, Shah, boundary of the first ball, try and get a few more in this over. Try and switch the momentum, bring it back to you, UAE.
Yes, they just need one big over. And both the batters are more than capable of doing it.
Esha batting with a slightly open stance now.
Another wide. Not the best of starts for Winifred.
Yes, it's the alignment that she's lost early in this spell. Not easy. When you're under the pump, everybody else in that bowling core, they've bowled well. There is pressure on Winifred right now. I know she's experienced. Pressure on her to keep up the good work. Don't let it slip away.
I think it's also the fact that she has been in and out of the team due to injury. She has a shoulder injury as well, still coping up from that. So that could be one of the reasons as well. You can see from her run up, she's not at her 100%.
And that can explain the lack of alignment early in this spell. Taking a long, deep breath, Winifred.
Slow delivery and good take. One Julia did well.
Yeah, really good take. And equally ordinary this from Winifred so far. It's after this over. Perhaps the skipper needs to have a word with her and say, we don't mind you dropping a bit of pace here as long as you can finish it within the stumps.
Yes, absolutely. And she was trying the slow delivery. And while you're not finding a rhythm right, you should just bowl your basic deliveries, not trying too many things at a time.
Again, stunning from the fielders inside the circle. That's been Malaysia's strongest suit so far in this particular game. Tight, disciplined bowling and electrifying on the field.
Yes, I think they've saved at least 10 to 15 runs in a short span of time. I think this will lift the spirits as well as a fielding unit. Fuller delivery. Slapped down the ground for a single.
The idea was right from Isha to get underneath that ball, just didn't get the connection right. She's got long levers, so shouldn't be worried about the boundary riders, Isha.
I think Esha Oja is a batter who likes to take on the spinners. So once the spinners comes from the other end, she'll be lining up to hit some boundaries from there. That's beautiful timing on that. And good fielding in the deep as well. Again, excellent effort.
Yes, by far the best over for UAE. 11 came from that one. 48 runs on the board. 9 overs are done.
Well, that's the momentum slightly shifting towards UAE from that 11 run over. But at the same time, it's a thing to worry for Malaysia as well. Because if Winifred goes for runs, they need to find another option to cover up the rest of her overs.
Which is why they have continued with Mahira here.
And mind you, Mahira Izzati was expensive as well. 6 runs in the context of the game is expensive. Oh, there she goes, launches it, and that's out of here.
You were right. She was waiting for the spinner to come on in the arc, and out of the park goes Eshaoza. First six of this innings. Very much floated in the hitting arc, cleared the front leg, and got it all the way.
And with that six, the 50 is up for UAE as well. What a blow.
Now tapping the bat more aggressively.
Much better. Good delivery. Good comeback from Mahira Izzati.
Yes, 11 run over Winifred. The extras gave a little door of opening for these two batters to switch gears. Esha has moved into 30. Tirtha batting well on 22. They're looking to pile on a good score now.
That's beautifully driven. Sweeper out there. Just a single. Again, a good over.
Yes, what Mahira can do is straight away go around the wicket as well to somebody like Esha and perhaps get that ball outside the eye line, outside off, where there is a bit of protection.
Looking shot straight to the cover field again. Good fielding. Malaysia has set good examples today.
They spend some time on the field doing their warm-ups, fielding drills. That's paying dividends right now.
Fuller delivery. Square drive. That will be a single. Oh, they're going for the second. This could be close. Poor throw from the deep. Again, they have targeted Winifred.
Yeah, that's tactical from these two, knowing that she's perhaps not the fittest on the park right now. They're taking on her arm. Important to then get her somewhere inside the circle, maybe. Something Mas needs to cover for.
Goes for the heave on the onside. Finds Aina Hamiza. Short mid wicket. End of the over. We're at the halfway stage. 58 without loss. And with that, the umpires have called for drinks. We'll be heading into a short break and we'll come back on the other side. Well, we're back after a short break and the players are hydrated. Much needed drinks. we're at the halfway stage and the match is pretty much in the balance. And to maintain the balance, we have a change in voice in the com box as well. Adarsh, welcome back.
Thank you, Shah. The game is slightly tilting towards the UAE over the last 2 overs. 11 run over in the 9th and a 10 run over in the 10th, bringing momentum back towards the UAE. Just a quick question that I had in mind looking over the last few overs is, why is Winifred given another over?
Well, I think it's the experience that she brings in. Yes, she's not having a good day, but then the captain has a lot of belief on her. And if she can get a wicket here, that will pay off.
No, the point of my question was going to be, she is one of your most senior pros. I know this is a very big game, but you also need to know how to and when to use her very, very smartly. And also putting her on the longer boundary.
Yes, I think we're on the same page. That's aerial over the point fielder. Good looking shot. Well, that will ease some nerves here. And the boundaries are flowing by.
Absolutely. That was short, that was wide, it was there to be hit. And the captain's got her eye in now. She's not going to let go of those opportunities. Runs are flowing thick and fast over the last 3 overs for the UAE and for the captain especially. Her strike rate's up to 100 now.
Well, they had a slow start, but then now both the batters are trying to accelerate. And they're doing it well. Fuller delivery. This time she goes on the onside. Beautiful flick of the wrist. It's flicked away for another boundary. 2 boundaries in a row.
Yeah, the captain's got her eye in. She moves on to 40 and Winifred is not having the best of days. And all the hard work that the Malaysian bowlers did in the first 9 overs is ever so slightly but steadily being dismantled here. Malaysia will have to regroup immediately and come back with better plans.
Well, 2 poor deliveries. One was outside the off stump, the other one on the pads. So Winifred, she needs to get back into her rhythm. And just to make things worse, that's a wide as well.
I think that's the 4th wide she's bowled, which means she's not got control over her lines or lengths at the moment, which is why I asked you the question at the very top. Why Winifred when you have other bowlers who are looking in good nick? You can give the bowlers, those bowlers, an opportunity and ask them to put their hand up today.
Well, Marcelisa, she took the gamble. It hasn't paid off, but it might pay off now. There's a field underneath. Oh dear. Straight in and straight out. How costly will that be? It was Aisha Oja.
It was the biggest of wickets that Malaysia could have possibly had, and nonetheless it would have come to Winifred. Yes, the sun was in her eyes, she was running into it, no doubt, but that should have been taken. A drop could prove so costly, especially of the captain. I believe she was given about 8 chances in her last game.
Yes, and she gets her. That's where the experience of Winifred comes in. She was taken for few runs, but then she just came back strongly. What a wicket, what a breakthrough for Malaysia.
A brilliant breakthrough, exactly the right word you used, Shah, because it's the big fish, it's the captain, and a comeback delivery like this will mean a world to the bowler. Winifred has been expensive. She was just hit and dropped the ball that just nipped back in off that length. That's brilliant bowling, that experience at its best. It's 70 for 1.
Aisha Oja will be disappointed. She got that opportunity, and the very next delivery was done by a brilliant delivery from Winifred.
She's got her eye in now, and this could only be good for her and for Malaysia. This will do her confidence a world of good, and that brings the new batter,
Samaira, who's walked into bat. Again, a very good all-rounder, very good asset for UAE.
and the thing to note here is they're still maintaining the right-left combination. Oh, that's a
Beautiful.
brilliant shot, driven off the mark immediately.
Yes, a very good looking shot played on the up. And a good end to the over, 71 for 1. Well, Winifred has been slightly expensive. 24 runs in 2 overs. But yes, it came with that price of that priceless wicket of Isha Oza. And a change in bowling. It's going to be young Dhanusri coming into the attack. It's a good change for Malaysia.
Just a check shot there. The ball sticking in the pitch just a little bit. That should be good signs for the Malaysian bowlers. And let's not forget, the UAE have a fantastic bowling attack as well. They will also keep an eye out on this pitch, which is on the slower side at this point in the afternoon.
Yes, I think it's going to be good encouragement, especially for the batter who is playing right now, because she will do a lot of damage with the ball later on. Good running between the wickets.
They're doing this again. They're using the longer boundary to take the extra run. This is on multiple occasions we've seen already today that boundary has been exploited for this very purpose. This is the time for Malaysia to get themselves back in the contest and build the dot ball pressure.
Oh, Ariel once again, just short of Winifred, again checking the shot. Well, I think as a batter, if you're driving, you need to drive with full force.
Absolutely, and this is smart captaincy from the Malaysian side, because they realize that Winifred doesn't have the best of arm right now.
Yes, I think that's the reason why she has been brought inside the circle. Much better. I think it's better to put her in the circle and keep things safe.
Sorry, Shah, my tongue was just rolling a little bit there. That's the point I wanted to make. Thank you for finishing it for me. But there's still vacant spaces just behind square on the leg side. There's one deep mid wicket and nobody else.
Yes, absolutely. I think you need to put your best fielders in the deep, especially those with a good throw and a wonderful delivery. Once again, Dhanusri, she's someone who doesn't like to do much fancy things. Keeps it very simple, wicket to wicket.
Shah, here's where I believe that they need to act a little bit more proactive.
Beautifully driven.
An expansive drive for a single, but this is where I believe they need to be a little more proactive. Considering you're bowling outside the off stump, there's no need for you to have a fielder on the leg side, so you can try to bring another fielder on the offside to cover the ring there, and ensure that you put that dot ball pressure, because they're still trying to go along the ground and not take the aerial route.
I think that's slightly depending on the captaincy as well. She has been a bit defensive, I would say. That's the reason. So we have seen a lot of batters, especially right-handers, fetching the ball from outside the off stump, playing towards mid-wicket. So probably the idea is just to make sure that they have a fielder out there.
That is something that I believe is completely fine. In search of a wicket, you need to be making decisions like these, which can eventually produce one for you. That'll be the end of the 12th over. It'll be 76 for 1.
Yeah, I think it's very important for the Malaysian skipper to understand the situation right now. They have a new batter in place. So if they can attack the batter, ball few dot deliveries, couple of slow overs, that will create that pressure back on UAE.
Absolutely. Again, we're seeing that there's no fielder behind square on the leg side.
Fuller delivery, much better.
Absolutely. This is the point I was trying to make, that you're bowling to a specific field, which means you have to make the batter create an opportunity to score those runs. And I'm saying if you're able to take that chance from one end, you should be able to do that from the other as well. Choke them from both sides.
That's down the leg. That will be a wide. And a good take by Juan Julia as well.
Absolutely, a brilliant take. And this is exactly what we were talking about. There's no fielder behind square on the leg side, and that's where Tirtha is trying to access. That's where she's trying to get her runs. And there's still no fielder being put there. This is proactive captaincy. They're still saying, go for it, play the shot. I will keep it stump to stump.
Yes, much aggressive, I would say. They're challenging the batter. And a good delivery as well. Well, I think the only problem that Winifred has is when a left-hand, right-hand combination is batting out there. So she misses her line on a couple of occasions, and that's exactly why that wide was bowled.
That can happen to any good player at any point. You can just have an off day potentially.
Fuller, she goes aerial. There's a field out there, and another wicket for Winifred. And it's Samaira who departs. But that came from the middle of the bat. That ball was travelling, but a sharp catch in the deep.
Shah, this is what we were talking about for the last over and a half. This is what pressure can do to you. You make them play the shot that they want to play and have a fielder there. This was as clean as a whistle. The shot that was hit was of the meat of the blade. Look at the celebration in the Malaysian camp. They're absolutely elated with it. He was there on the stump, hit with the straight face of the bat. The fielder at long on making no mistake. And Samaira has to make the long walk back. The UAE lose their second wicket. It's 78 for 2.
Good catch there for Noor Khalisha. And good captaincy as well. I think just to continue with Winifred, it was a brave call. Even we questioned it. But yes, she has delivered.
Both the wickets to Winifred. Experience shows, huh?
Absolutely. And that is the reason why she was given the ball. Well, you popped that question and now you have your answer.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very happy to be humbled. The new batter in. Vaishnavi Mahesh.
No, I believe it's Hina.
Correction, Hina Harish. Another left-hander. This is where things will get a little interesting and a little easier for Malaysia as well.
There's two left-handers. It will be less work for the bowlers and the fielders as well. The fielders have worked a lot, changing places. Winifred will continue. Well bowled. Right on the money. That's the line she should be bowling at.
She did come with a plan, but just go a little off radar earlier in her spell. But she's come back and come back so strongly. And that's been the difference in the Malaysian innings so far. Both wickets being picked up by Winifred Duresingham.
Floated delivery. Square drive. No runs there. What a comeback over.
Absolutely. They had a stretch of 3 very long overs, 11 runs, 10 runs and 13 runs. But then the last over was just 5 and this over even lesser. Just 2 runs coming off. And a very important wicket as well.
It's absolutely a couple of good overs for Malaysia. A good attempt in the field once again. Well, that can really lift up the spirits. Throwing a body on the line. End of the over, 79 for 2. Well, Dhanushri will continue in here. Bowled a decent over. 5 runs off for first. And I think now it has to be Tirtha Satish who needs to take the responsibility. They have plenty of wickets in hand.
But at what cost is the only question that she'll have. She's the only set batter right now. We have Hina who's just come into bat. I think they should take it down to over number 16 before they start their onslaught.
Well, I think UAE, they're winning most of their games in the group stages while bowling first, and they've won by very big margins with very less wickets. So the middle order was never exposed to some good bowling.
Absolutely, and this has been some brilliant bowling to the plan that we've seen from Malaysia so far. Let's not forget the fact that Malaysia also aren't the best of batting sides.
Played on the up, finds the gap. Marcelisa, she's very quick.
Yeah, like I was saying, they've also not been the best of batting sides. So anything above 120 could be a potentially dangerous total for them to chase down, because we already saw one team in the morning that weren't able to chase down 131.
Yes, absolutely. Anything over 120 is very challenging. And we have seen that time and again. That's a good looking shot. Played to long arm for a single.
Do you think there's a potential for bringing another fielder in to stop these singles? Because 3 balls, 3 singles we've already seen. There are plenty of singles and doubles on the offer for the UAE batters.
I think Malaysia, they are concentrating on the boundaries because they've leaked quite a few, especially in the first 10 overs. So they're just probably trying to slow down the flow of boundaries first and then go for the attack. But do they have enough time? Only time will say.
That was a better delivery, just short of good length. Not bowling it up there for the batter to be able to drive it. They're thinking, and they're thinking hard. That's very good to watch.
Oh, she has picked up the length very quickly. And excellent work in the field once again. It's Nazatul Hidayah just throwing her body.
We've seen that on a couple of occasions earlier in this innings as well. They've given it everything that they've got on the field. They're saying, I will not give you an edge, the UAE. You take every run, you work for it, and then you can score it if you get it. That's brilliant commitment.
Well, she saved at least 2 runs. And this is the type of commitment you need from your fielders. Much better. Straight to Winifred. Good comeback to end the over. 84 for 2. Well, the run rate is exactly 6. Malaysia still hanging in there.
They've brought the current run rate down, have the Malaysian bowlers, over the last 3 overs. At one point, the UAE were going at just over 7 when they had the 3 big overs. But this is a brilliant comeback. Winifred will continue and finish off her spell of brilliant bowling here. She's picked up a couple of wickets already, and she will look to pick up 1 more, if not 2, before she ends her day.
Yes, absolutely. Had a shaky start, but not in control, but that will be runs. Again, that vacant area on the onside. No fine leg there.
Malaysia should be too bothered about this. They've already worked on this plan and it's worked in their favor in the past. It's just about time when it goes against them. Up until then, I don't see a need to be changing this plan.
Much better. Good delivery and good fielding once again.
They've done this, especially Winifred has done this constantly. She's bowled one just around the stump line where the batter is trying to access the area behind square on the leg side. The other delivery, the immediate follow-up delivery, has always been outside off stump, either going to long off or to cover.
Similar delivery again, played on the up. Good looking shot there from Hina.
This is exactly what I was just telling you about. But the story will be slightly different against Tirtha, who really needs to get going right now. She's faced 33 deliveries only for 29 runs. I understand a couple of wickets have fallen around her. When does she start attacking?
Well, she tried. Looking short, but again, just a single. Singles. Malaysia will be happy with those as long as they don't concede boundaries and a couple of good overs here and there.
The other thing about Malaysia this innings has been they've learned from the tiny mistakes that they've potentially made earlier on in the innings, multiple things that they could pick up from and immediately correct it. And that's the mark of a very... Oh, another wonderful shot straight down the ground. Will it be a double? No. Long off will cut it off. That's a mark of a very good captain who's putting all her attention on the ground. She's not thinking about anything else. She's very game aware, and that's a great lesson for everybody to learn.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes you just need to have good sense and match awareness. Well fielded. Good fielding of her own bowling. End of the over. It's 89 for 2. Decent one for Malaysia. Just 5 runs of it. And with that, Winifred will finish off her quota of 4 overs. 4 overs, 32 runs and 2 important wickets.
All right, we will be in the death over phase, over number 16 to 20, a game evenly poised. Malaysia slightly on the advantage here, while I welcome my co-commentator, Baba Sheesh. Welcome, Baba. What do you think of the innings so far?
I think despite the 2 wickets UAE have lost, I believe they still hold the upper hand, just because the consequences of the result here might play when Malaysia will come out and chase. Even if it's a chase just over run a ball, UAE have got enough bowling strength to defend it.
Dhanushri to continue. Oh, that's a very good start. This is a conversation that Shah and I were having for quite a while about how Malaysia have adapted to game situation as and when it's happening. There were a couple of instances where they had to make certain changes in the field. For example, Winnie didn't have the best of throws going on today. She brought her inside the circle. Back-to-back dot balls. And she was immediately moved from the boundary line, especially the longer boundary line, and into the circle, where there was a lot of runs being scored, as you and I saw from the top of the day.
Yes, no doubt. Take nothing away from the effort Malaysia have put on here. Three dot balls on the trot now. That good work keeps continuing from Dhanushri.
Absolutely. This is brilliant bowling. And I reckon there's a big shot coming somewhere around. Malaysia will be waiting for it. And the UAE must be thinking that anywhere just above 120 will be good enough on this wicket, considering how good their bowling is. So that's the target that they also look to have in mind right now. Oh, they will sneak a single there. What do you reckon will be a good target, considering how Malaysia have batted in this tournament so far, Baba?
Considering what is at stake, Adarsh, although 120 to 130 is what they would be okay to chase, but considering the pressure that there will be on them, even that is going to be difficult. So it's under pressure if they can execute.
Oh, that shot, that was pulled straight to the fielder. It went a little too hard, but the catch goes down. There will be a couple of runs. These are chances that Malaysia would have had to take. This was the pressure that was built by the dot balls, Baba.
Yeah, tough chance, Adarsh, as you mentioned. Bursting through her hands. Teetha Satish gave it everything to that pull shot. Dhanushri doing the right thing. To the set batter, pulled the length back, created the opportunity.
Well, it was Winifred again. The ball is chasing after her today. An expansive shot. This time will only be a dot ball to end the over. A successful one, 92 for 2.
Yes, in the last 5 overs, maximum that they have got is 5 runs. "21 runs in the last 5 overs tells you that Malaysia have really tightened the screws here. We spoke about Teetha Satish and how she's come through the ranks. Hina Hochandani made a debut for UAE back in 2014. Played some competitive top-flight cricket back in India.
Noor Dania to continue to bowl her third. She's been very economical so far.
It will be Hina on strike.
Oh, steps down the track, finds the gap, does she? Brilliantly done again at long off. Brilliant fielding. Cuts off at least 2 runs.
Yes, this is what they need to be taking to the second innings. The Malaysian batting core must understand their bowlers, their fielders. They've worked incredibly hard to put the ropes on this mighty UAE batting core.
A reverse attempted and she finds the gap, gets it fine, and will be another boundary after a very long time for the UAE. That's a fantastic shot, Baba.
Yes, just before the start of the tournament, Hina was really practicing to improve her range of shots. That's a shot she's added to her cupboard of stroke play. She was always very good in front of square. This is the addition. That's why you work so hard in that pre-tournament camp. And this is what it brings to the table. Welcome boundary, crucial boundary for Hina.
Steps down again, a leading edge, a fielder will run back. The ball was always going further away from her. It'll only be a single.
Yes, pushed down the leg side. Hina caught up with that, but only to get that leading edge.
Is there an indication for a little bit of turn?
Yes, could be. Also, I think Hina was a little early onto that ball.
Oh, that's a full toss. Finds the gap. The fielder will not be able to cut that off at deep cover. Another boundary, 2 in the over. And it's turning out to be a big one.
I think this is Tirtha's footwork that has forced the bowler to bowl a little wider. And in search of that, she's actually erred in terms of length. Tirtha did really well to put that one away. 100 up for UAE. They waited a while to get to that score today. But it's come at the right time and from the set batter's bat.
Tirtha has taken her time. But she's definitely paying. Shot this time off the back foot, punched. Will only be a single. She's taken her time and now it's paying dividends.
I don't think they'll slow down anymore from here on in. Having gotten a good over so far, Hina will be once again eyeing that fine leg boundary. If anything is down the pads, she'll sweep the other way.
Oh, plays it down to long off for a single. Will keep strike for the next over. After 17, it's 105 for 2. A successful over for UAE. Dhanushri to continue will bowl her spell of 4 overs. She's given away only 8 runs in her last 2 overs. It'll be interesting to see what fields they have. Steps down the track, a punch to long off for a single. Hina's doing the smart thing here. She's also wanting the strike. She's also got her eye in.
What we've seen from Dhanushri in the previous over, she pulled the length back nicely when Tirtha Satish was on strike. Let's see if she can continue to do that. And if she does that, can Tirtha go the other way? Can she find the space through the offside, through that backward point region, rather than looking to only pull?
That will be called a wide. This was trying to play with the batter. She knew the batter was waiting for it. She just pushed it a little wide so that she can access the offside, just like you said, instead of playing the pull shot. That was the thinking behind that delivery from Dhanushri. Just straying off radar.
That's okay. was trying to bluff the batter.
Oh, that's hoiked away on the leg side. There will be a fielder who will cut it off. They've already always wanted the double there. And this time as well, will take on the throw and successfully complete 2 runs.
Aggressive running, good running. This from these two left-handers out there.
They're already 109 for 2. And if the launch that they're looking for, which already started last over, continues, they will get to anywhere between 130 and 135. Or plays the ramp shot. Might not get to the boundary. It's still racing away. Will be a couple of runs. A strong throw. Oh, that's intelligent batting from Tirtha Satish.
Yes, a couple of things there. For the first time, Dhanushri went a touch fuller. And secondly, by playing that shot, she'll be hoping Dhanushri can once again switch to offside and outside. Hence, that cut shot becomes evident. Nelson on the board.
That's in the air. The fielder tried to put her arms out, but the ball was always going away from her. Another boundary. This time to Tirtha Satish.
As I mentioned, it's the previous shot that has forced Dhanushri to change the line. And Tirtha can now access the offside. This is smart batting. At such an early age, she is showing tremendous amount of batting maturity.
She's raced on to 45, 5 away from her half century. Nelson usually brings a wicket. This time it bought a boundary. Goes for the big one. Finds the gap. And will be another boundary. Back to back. This time on the leg side, Baba.
Yeah, terrific hitting now. She's set, can line herself to the ball and pick that gap perfectly, as you mentioned. Cleared the front leg as that bat was coming down. Now 1 run away from a fine milestone, Tirtha Satish. She's given it everything though.
Yeah, she soaked the afternoon sun in. She's run not just for herself, but for 3 players. Tirtha on 49. Hoiks it away again. Finds the gap again and will get to her half century with a boundary. 3 on the trot. What a way to get to a 50.
Dhanushri under pressure crumbles. Bowls a bad ball and raises the bat to celebrate a Herculean innings from Satish here. Came out to open the batting, didn't get going straight away because Malaysia were on the money inside the power play. She's had to work hard for this and she's done it brilliantly. 123 for 2, down to the last 12 balls.
Baba, the last 2 overs have been very, very expensive. 18 of the last over and 13 of the 17th. If you think about it, there have been only 5 overs that have gone for 10 or more runs, which means when Malaysia come out to bat, that should be their target. They need to have more than 6 overs with double-digit scores. And if they do that, there's a good chance they will be in this game. Malaysia would have thought 120 would be enough. UAE have gone past that with 12 more balls to go. I don't think they're going for anything less than 140 here.
150 is what they're eyeing right now, Adarsh. 15s is what they'll be hoping for the last 2 overs. 2 set batters. Pace back on.
Aina Hamiza bowls a full toss. Will they look to take the fielder on? No, it'll only be a single.
That little discussion I made with Hina Chandani looking to increase her scoring areas. Power hitting is another aspect she's worked on. No better time to put that to use. But right now with Satish there, hat-trick of boundaries in the previous over. Can she continue that?
Goes for the big one, goes straight. Only a single down to long off. That was a very strong shot.
Aina doing the right thing. Bowling a lot fuller. We know for a fact, Adarsh, at this point of time, even a low full toss isn't a bad ball.
Low full tosses are never easy, Baba. You got to have a lot of hand-eye coordination to be able to put bat to ball. She goes leg side. There is a deep mid-wicket who will cut it off. They have the right fielders on the ropes, but it's just the last 2 overs have been so expensive that Malaysia feels like they will be on the back foot.
Yes, knowing Tirtha Satish for this particular ball, she'll be standing really deep in the crease. Look where she is, right next to the stumps, hoping that she can convert that low full toss into a half volley.
She does take it on the full. It does find the gap. Will it pierce it though? The fielder makes a brilliant attempt, but the ball will still get to the boundary. That is the 4th boundary in 6 deliveries for Tirtha Satish.
That's the kind of batting awareness she's shown. Knows that any which ways Aina is trying to aim for that Yorker length. So just standing behind the popping crease allows her the time to go through the shot. Tremendous piece of batting this.
And the 150 that you just said a couple of deliveries ago doesn't seem too far away. They're already on 130.
One more boundary, Adarsh, in this over will get to that target.
A straight hit. There is long on for protection. This is a much, much better delivery. Do not let the batter get underneath you.
Having said that, because this is the last ball of the over, this should be a free hit for Hina Hochandani. Do whatever you can, aim for the road.
Or if you're looking towards mid-wicket, the commentary box. She does look our way. The keeper was also searching for the ball, and she indicates that the ball hit the stump, but the bails didn't come off. How often do you see that, Baba?
Yes, the ball did trickle onto the stumps, but with no venom whatsoever. 1-3-1, 6 balls remaining in this innings.
Baba, when luck goes your way, it goes all the way for you. I've not many a time seen the stump get hit by the ball and the bails not coming off. But that was a good delivery to finish that over. She didn't give away any run. So most importantly, a dot ball, which will bring Tirtha Satish to strike. She's batting on 59. How much do you think she will try to look for in this over, considering that she is a little tired as well? She's batted through the innings.
Once again, we'll be facing seam up option from the Negara end. Last over. Standing really deep in the crease once again, expecting the fuller ball. Tirtha.
Goes big, the fielder misses it. That is another drop chance. Long on will have to cut it off and they will come back for a double. This has been more so happening in the second part of the first innings, Baba.
It's only in the last 20-25 minutes that the Malaysian fielders have been put under the pump.
A very tough chance to Winifred, who dropped it at short mid-wicket. Another opportunity going that way. But she goes for the big one. She realizes square leg was inside. There was no fielder there. Will pick up another boundary.
That is skillful. That is artsy indeed. Very, very creative. Shifted her weight way outside off stump. Took the ball that was on leg stump and thumped it away.
It'll be fun to see if the fielder does go back. No, the field stays the same. There is no deep square leg. What will Aisha come up with?
Does Aisha have a little bit of change of pace here? That should work.
Oh, that's a very, very well bowled delivery. The batter was also waiting for it. She knew the bowler would bowl it outside off stump. She did try to play that shot, but she got under the bat.
That's a high quality wide Yorker being executed by Aisha under pressure.
Baba, the run rate is over 7 and over. Another brilliant take behind the stumps. Another dot ball in the last over, worth gold at this point in time.
Yes, Juan Julia with the gloves came back in the team for this particular important fixture. She's done well here.
2 more deliveries. Goes the other way. Brilliantly done again by the keeper. What a take. This is a brilliant final over being delivered here by Aisha, and great work behind the stumps.
Yes, it looked like at one point of time they're going to race along to that 150 mark. Aisha has ensured they can keep them down well below 140. Last ball.
Tries to access that area again unsuccessfully. Will look for the second if the throw doesn't come in on time. It doesn't. It will be a single. They will finish on 138 for 2. A brilliant last over being delivered by Aisha. Under pressure, finishes her spell with none for 24. And what was a very slow start to the UAE innings ends with 138 for 2. A very good comeback courtesy Tirtha Satish. 65 not out of 53, and the skipper who scored 40 plus runs. It stitched a fantastic opening partnership. For Malaysia, the bowlers did a brilliant job up until the 13th, 14th over, and then gave away a couple of big overs which led to the score coming to 138. After UAE won the toss, they decided to bat, and they put on a respectable total on the board. And after just a short break, we will come up with the run chase on the other side. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the run chase of an all-important quarter-final. This is between the home country Malaysia and the United Arab Emirates. After deciding to bat first, the UAE put on a mammoth total. After the streaky start that they got, and they will need to defend 139 runs, whereas Malaysia, who are very, very good with the ball, especially in the first half of the innings, have to chase down 139. They've hinted the best of batting sides yet. And to discuss this further for the first 5 overs in the commentary box with me, I have Mr. Shah.
Thank you so much, Adarsh. And warm welcome. Yes, I think for Malaysia, everything will depend on the start they get, especially in that power play. Aina Hamiza and Winifred are the two openers out there. Aina Hamiza will take the strike. And I think they need to take it phase by phase, probably break it down to 20 or 30 runs. And the opening bowler for UAE is Samaira. And as expected, she was someone very impressive in the group stages and in her last outing as well. Balls with a lot of pace.
Oh, speak of the pace. That was a flyer of a start. I was just going to say that Malaysia, the UAE, when they were batting, had 5 overs of double-digit scores. And off air, when we were discussing, that's what the point was. Whoever gets more double-digit overs in, whichever batting side gets it, potentially wins this match. That's a watchful start. This time got bat on ball, which means pace is not troubling her. It's the skiddy nature of this surface that could potentially bring the downfall.
Yes, and once again, it's from the same end, from the Golden Hope end, where the ball just skids off the turf. And she's a good bowler as well. Samaira balls in with a lot of effort. You can see her run up. A very decent run up, not very expressive, but the moment she hits that wicket, she hits the deck very hard.
Oh, that's a Yorker. The ball eventually somehow found a way between the bat and her legs.
That was a good delivery. Again, right up there in the block hole. And straight away, she's asking a lot of questions.
She didn't have the best times with the bat today. She did come out. But she's got the responsibility on her. With the ball in hand, and she's started off really well. Slightly walks down the track, gets back to ball, will be off the mark. First runs on the board in the run chase for Malaysia.
Well, a good looking shot there. She played it late. I think that's how to do it. Extreme pace. When there's a lot of pace on offer as a batter, you need to watch it closely, watch it till the end, till it hits your bat. Play it a bit late.
Oh, that's bowled her. No movement of the feet whatsoever. It just rushed her. Winifred goes for a golden duck. And what a dream start for Samaira.
And again, that skiddy delivery. Winifred had no clue whatsoever. The ball just went past her before she could even realize. First wicket down, and Malaysia in a space of bother straight away.
Shah, this is why the UAE have been at the top of the table. They've done everything right. They know when they're on the back foot, they know exactly what they need to do, come on top.
Let's have a look at that once again. Beautifully bowled. Coming in with the angle. And it went past Winifred before she could even react to it. That's how quick it was.
Absolutely. She had no time to react to that delivery. And the better part of that ball was the seam was up. Brilliant seam presentation. And like in traditional terms, seam pointing towards leg slip for the ball to jag back in. And it just did that a little bit to be able to dismantle the stumps.
Yes, classic in-swinger. That ball came in the air and then off the seam as well. So makes it even difficult as a batter.
Another ball, big appeal there. Another ball on the body. A brilliant, brilliant start for the UAE. After 1 over, it's 1 for 1.
Well, again, a lot of gas on that. Was beaten for pace. Well, I think Malaysia was not ready for this kind of pace, especially right away, right from the first delivery. Added pressure. They already have a big score to chase, and on top of that, that's very challenging.
Hina Harish into the attack. Left arm spinner. Shah, this is the question that I had in mind and we were constantly discussing it. Anything above 120 would be a little difficult for the Malaysian girls to be able to chase down because UAE have such a strong unit across departments.
Absolutely, and they have a good mix of pacers and spinners as well. Good balance. That's a good looking
That's
shot.
cut away. It's cut away in the gap. Might not find the boundary. Will be a couple of runs. This is what they need to be doing. If the boundaries are not coming, try and get those singles and doubles. You will find the odd boundary here or there, but you need to spend time in the crease.
Yes, I think it's all about the intent. Yes, they've lost an early wicket, but at the same time, you need to be positive in order to stay in this race. It's very important for the batters that they play the natural game.
Punched off the back foot. Again, we're seeing very similar trends to the first innings. A packed offside in a circle. You've got a backward point, a cover, an extra cover, and a mid-off. Two fielders patrolling the boundary on the leg side. It's flicked away. Will not be a run. But this is a good start for the UAE. She just put it out there. She finds the gap. Short, wide, off the back foot. First boundary for Malaysia and the run chase comes off the bat of Aina Hamiza.
Well, ground fielding could have been better. Straight through the legs. Poor effort from the fielder.
A slight change in the field. Deep square comes back into the circle behind square. And the deep cover goes to the boundary. This is reactive captaincy. That was a little too full to be playing off the back foot.
Well, I think she went a bit tentative on that shot. Didn't know exactly if she should go forward or rock back.
Rock back will be a dot ball to finish the second over. After 2, Malaysia are 7 for 1.
Well, the required run rate is creeping up. So I think for Malaysia, it's very important to understand that, yes, they have lost an early wicket, but at the same time, what they can do is just to have a different approach and counter attack. Put some pressure back on the bowlers.
I was just going to ask you, who do you think are the boundary hitters in the Malaysian lineup who will be able to do that given the cue?
I think Aina Hamiza, she bats well, but I think it's the youngster. Nazatul Hidayah was very good in the under-19 career. She's someone who likes to take the attack to the bowlers, but it's not going to be easy, especially against that bowler, Samaira. Again, express pace.
She's almost bowling in from the 23-yard mark. And the keeper's almost standing at the 23-yard mark on the opposite side. That's how quick she is. A fielder deep on the leg side, a deep square leg, and a deep point. She is bowling to her strengths considering what her pace is. It's played on the front foot straight to the fielder, will only be a dot ball.
Well, again, the ball just hitting her late. I think as a batter, you need to try to understand the pace on the pitch. We've seen the batters, they've not been able to pick her up. Here comes Samira once again.
Oh, that's driven beautifully. There is a fielder there at mid-off who will cut it off. This should give the batter a lot of confidence. She's middling the ball, yes, which means she's got her eye in with the pace. But let's not forget, the bowler that's bowling now, she was 11 years old and 35 days when she made her debut. That's too young to be making a debut. What were you doing at 11?
Well, I don't even remember. I'll be very honest.
Another confident drive straight to mid-off.
Yes, but at the age of 11, if you're representing your national side, that's a moment of honor, not only for her, but for her parents as well. And it's always a special feeling representing your country.
It just shows the amount of maturity somebody's got going on at such an early age to know exactly what she wants to do in life. She is bowling it full. She is wanting to make the batter drive. There is another sensation going on in world cricket right now that's making everybody turn their TVs back on. Vaibhav Suryavanshi is another. He made his debut when he was 14 in the IPL, and look how he's taken the world by storm.
It's absolute powerhouse. And he's always exciting to watch, brings in a lot of entertainment as well. Brings in that brand of fearless cricket.
And that is the kind of fearlessness that Malaysia need right now. A maiden over. No, sorry. Yes, a maiden over. Over number 3 goes by. It's 7 for 1.
Well, end of an excellent over. And Malaysia right now, they look to be going inside a shell. So that could be dangerous as well. Too many dot deliveries.
We already saw a team earlier in the afternoon going into a shell very similar. They were also chasing 131. It's the captain with the ball. She picked up a hat-trick in the last game. In red-hot form, might I say.
Well, I was in the comm box during her hat-trick. So she picked up the 2 wickets in the last 2 deliveries of a previous over. So the next over that she came into ball.
Oh, that's a loose start. Will not be very costly, but the batters should try to get back for the third. They will get 2 comfortably and looks like they will settle for 2. Not the best of starts from the captain.
Well, coming back to the story, and she bowled the first delivery of the next over. The batter just defended. The ball rolled onto the stumps. And they didn't even know that she did the hat-trick. But then she realized, and she was very happy with her performance. Player of the match in the last game. Skipper leading from the front.
She's already had a very good day with the bat today. This time a top edge, a similar shot. There is protection on the boundary. But yes, she did have a fantastic day again with the bat today. 42 runs. She consolidated after a very, very streaky, slow, watchful start in the first innings. And now she's taken on bowling as well.
Well, that's the type of cricketer she is. Very good character. Likes to take the responsibility. Wonderfully bowled once again. And she has that good control over her bowling as well.
And she's a very tall bowler. The height will be an advantage, and for a batter, she needs to come and understand where the ball is coming from and where it will be pitching. A short delivery. Oh, that's brilliantly done at short fine leg. There could have been a couple of more runs if the ball had gone past that fielder.
Good fielding. Well, ground fielding has been exceptional from both the sides. To start off, Malaysia, yes, they leaked 130 odd runs, but fielding was top notch.
Or she tries to take the aerial route, gets past the fielder at cover, mid-off will cut it off. Another couple of runs. So momentum slowly but steadily building for Malaysia.
Well, Aina Hamiza once again trying to go aerial. And I think Malaysia can do that. They're still within the fielding restrictions. It's the power play, and they just need to bat positively. It's all about the belief.
Oh, that's a full toss. Oh, that's a good comeback. The fielder was backing up. She could have been easily distracted. The ball could have easily deflected. But that brings to an end over number 4. After 4, it's 13. 14 for 1.
Well, I think Malaysia can learn a lot from the innings of UAE. They only had 5 big overs, and the rest of it was somewhere similar to what Malaysia is batting right now. So if they can bat longer and someone takes the initiative to go for some big overs, they can still come back in the game.
Absolutely. Samaira continuing with her third over. The feature of the first innings was, despite the boundaries not coming in, strike rotation was constantly happening. Here, these guys are getting into a bubble, it feels like. 1 of 9, Nazatul. Oh, that's slashed, that's wide. Will be only a single.
A good looking shot, but I think they're just shaken up by that express pace, which they did not expect. Even if you saw on that occasion, Aina Hamiza played a good shot, but just walked through for a single, wasn't even putting any pressure on the fielder. So she was just happy to take a single and get to the other end.
Absolutely. Oh, that's flown off the bat. No, not really. It's flown off the stumps. That is bold. What a Yorker, what a delivery. Wicket number 2 for the express pace of Samaira.
Well, that was an absolute toe crusher. Not an easy thing for a batter to face. I'm glad I'm in the com box. I would not have liked to face a delivery like that. Let's have a look at that once again. Steaming in, right up there, brilliantly blown, at the base of the middle stump.
It also got her leg on the way. I actually thought that it got the bat and it flew off the bat. And little did I realize that the bails were off.
Yes, absolutely. The bat was nowhere near. It was that quick.
Absolutely. And it was quick for everybody's eyes as well. Like you said, very, very lucky to be sitting in the commentary box and not in the middle.
Absolutely. It's always pleasant in here. And you get to stay away from the heat, the humidity out there. And in walks the captain, Marcelisa, Malaysia's number 1 batter. Most number of runs under her.
And she's got a big responsibility on her. She's taking an off-stump guard, if I'm right, which means she will be covering her stumps and gives Samaira plenty of opportunity to hit straight at those.
But she has that natural nag of walking around the stumps, just trying to unsettle the bowler.
Oh, that's exactly what she's done. Stump to stump bowling. You miss, she will hit.
You're brilliantly bowled. And I think she's doing the right thing, staying focused on the stumps. It doesn't matter whatever the batter is doing and whatever guard she's taking as well, as long as she knows what's her target. Doing a wonderful job here, Samaira.
Again on the stump, very watchfully played. They've been, exactly like you said, rattled by the pace of Samaira. What a spell of bowling she's in right now. 2.4 overs. She's picked up 2 wickets and given away only 2 runs. That is dream stuff, and no reason the UAE are contenders to win this.
Yes, absolutely. I think when you see her on the screen, she might not look as quick as she is. But right from here, right from the com box or as a batter, with the naked eye, she's very, very quick.
Absolutely. She's very skiddy. She's got the shoulders to be able to bowl that fast. And like we earlier said, she's bowling from the 23-yard marker, and the keeper's almost at the 23-yard marker on the other side. Indicates clearly how quick she is.
And even that, the wicketkeeper is picking the ball at a good height.
Well, that's really well played, very well driven off the front foot. That should give the batter a lot of confidence, but brings to a close another successful over. 15 for 2 after 5. Malaysia in all sorts of bother, and there is a change in the commentary. Welcome back to the commentary box, Baba. What do you think of the first 5 overs?
Yes, in an odd game where UAE haven't outbatted the opposition, they're doing everything to outbowl them at least. 15 for 2. Clearly have the upper hand, UAE, in this contest now.
Last over of the power play. 2 fielders patrolling the leg side boundary. It's the captain to continue. Ball slightly short in the air. An opportunity for a run out as well. Everything happening in one delivery. What a welcome to Baba.
Aisha will be hoping she can bowl a better over. Straight down the pads in that first over, a little too many times. Perhaps the line has to shift slightly on off stump.
Or goes for the big hoik. Will only be a single down to square leg.
Others we saw Samara's pace in the previous over and the spell she's bowled. Just a little note for Malaysian batters and something for them to work on. No reason in top flight cricket pace should be bothering you in this day and age. Plenty of drills out there. The sidearm is very much on. You can practice with wet tennis balls. Do whatever you can to get the prep ready. This is not the stage for you to come and be amazed with pace. That used to happen, say, 5 years back, 10 years back. Not now, not anymore.
Oh, that's a fuller delivery. That's driven. That goes past the fielder. Is racing away to the boundary. Another boundary, a very rare one and a very welcome one for Malaysia.
Yes, over pitch from Aisha. Loose ball. But as you mentioned, extremely well placed. Hina Ho Chandani, she's been having a tough day on the field so far. Yes, bit of support for the home nation in this crucial encounter.
The required run rate creeping up over 8. This time off the pads will be leg buys. But this is exactly what they need to be doing, and they need to be doing more of this. They still have a lot of time in this game. You score a boundary or two and rotate strike. Don't hold on to your end, which will cost your downfall. It goes big, just falling short of mid-off.
If you look at the comparison, Adarsh, they're not far away from UAE, who were, 28 for no loss inside the power play? They're 21 for 2. Yes, they've lost those 2 wickets. With runs, they're not too far behind.
Absolutely. Last ball of the power play coming up. Goes for the big one again. A brilliant return catch by the captain. She is on fire. Everything she's touching is turning to gold today in the all-important quarter-final. Power play comes to a close with a wicket. Malaysia lose their 3rd.
A stunning return catch from the captain there. Normally we talk about her head position while she bats. Take a look at her head position when she finished the delivery. There, steady. Which is why you can go to the left and grab hold onto that opportunity. Big wicket this.
The best part about that catch was, let's not forget that Isha Oza is one of the tallest fielders in the tournament. And she's done incredibly well to get down in time and take that catch. She is contributing with the bat. She is contributing with the ball. At the end of 6 overs, Malaysia are 21 for 3. bowling change from the Golden Hope end. Samaira has been given a break.
Yes, change of ends for Hina Hochandani. Got the new ball out from the Negara end. Now she's been switched around to the Golden Hope end. Bit more skiddy nature from this particular end. Hina will be hoping she can finish everything within the stumps here.
Starts off really well. A dot ball to kick proceedings off. And this will give Malaysia, they are on the back foot, yes, but the field is spread out. There's more opportunities to pick your singles and doubles. The boundaries might not come at the speed that you want them to.
Much better ball from Hina here. Idolizes Ravindra Jadeja. Follows the bowling instincts of Jadeja as well, Hina. And really tries to contribute all around with the bat, with the ball on the field.
Off the back foot, punched away. The cover fielder, the deep cover fielder will cut it off. It'll be a couple of runs. Very well run. And speaking of people who want to do everything and contribute to the team's success, another quick word on the captain and the return catch in the last over.
Yes, brilliant bit of anticipation to understand she's bowled it full. There could be a return catch coming, so she was ready. And she's got bucket-like hands, pouched onto it perfectly.
Captain to face. Rocks onto the back foot again. Puts it in the same gap. This will be just a single. Brings the new batter on strike. Mahira for the first time today.
Yes, and to the new batter, knowing Hina's game, she could be looking for that one finger in swinger she bowls that floats into the pads of the right-hander.
Now the required run rate has also gone past 8.6.
Just a little word, Hina with the skipper, Esha.
The fielder at deep cover is not entirely on the boundary. A few steps in, she does try to use her feet. Goes to deep mid-wicket for a single.
Yes, was that exact delivery that darts into the right-hander. Well done to pick it up on the onside. Mahira gets off the mark.
Sweeps it and sweeps it fine enough to be able to get 3 runs. This team also using the longer boundary to take the extra run. My bad, correction, just a couple of runs.
It could have been 3, but that deep fielder was proactive. That ends the over as well. 7 done, 27 for 3.
Skipper to continue. Hero with the bat, already a hero with the ball and on the field. She's responsible for that wicket anyway. Bowling her 3rd over. Even in the last game, she scored the runs and picked up wickets, which is great news for the UAE going into the business end of the tournament. Slightly on the pads. This is what you wanted her to correct. She started all 3 overs on the pads and then brought it back.
Yes, 5 international tournaments last year. All 5 player of the tournaments to Asia.
Walks down the track. Hit to mid-off. An easy catch. Very well done. Wicket number 2 for the captain. Baba, take it away.
Yes, Mahira Izzati just falling to that pressure of dot balls. Did come down the track, but Adarsh came too close to the ball, which is why you won't be able to get any elevation. And that's why she's landed that straight to the mid-off fielder. Did dance down the track, but take a look at the connection there. Very, very close to the ball, which is why you won't get the elevation. Pouched comfortably. They're being switched on the field, UAE. And it's a massive wicket once again.
27 for 3. 27 for 4, correction.
UAE now widening that gap. We said they were 28 for no loss inside the power play. Now by picking up 4 wickets, they have gone miles ahead in this contest.
New batter in, Dhanushri. She didn't have the best of times with the ball earlier as well. Gave away, was a little expensive in her later part. And a watchful start again. This is brilliant from the captain.
Yeah, it was the variation as well. It was a quicker ball, straighter ball to the new batter. You'll expect that from Esha now. She'll try and close the door down on Malaysia.
That's a slightly fuller delivery. Driven but straight to the fielder. Malaysia don't look very comfortable in the middle at the moment.
Yes, hopefully they can build a little partnership here so that they can reassess at least after drinks.
Another dot ball, 3 back-to-back after the wicket.
Not exactly varying the pace, but varying the trajectory in this over.
Another dot to finish the over, bowled slightly slower. After 8, it's 27 for 4. The last over was a maiden by the captain. She's been absolutely fantastic. 2 for 12 in her spell of 3 overs already. And Malaysia will have to figure out a way to get out of this slump. New bowler takes guard. Vaishnavi Mahesh, the leg spinner, into the attack.
More than 100 T20I wickets for Vaishnavi. Got that 100th wicket the same game she made her debut. Same ground she made her debut in.
That's a short ball. The batter would have felt like she would have missed out on that one.
And no spin whatsoever. Because that was so far down the leg side. They got to do something and attack the new bowler Adarsh. I understand they're 4 down. But this is their little window of opportunity.
Just after the last ball's attempt to sweep the ball to use the vacant spaces there, fine leg has been brought much finer. Goes for the big one. A big swing and a miss.
And there you see that hint of turn that leg spinners always get. Lovely bit of release, flight, guile, and she found the purchase too. Not a bad thing from us to go after Vaishnavi.
Better delivery there. Looped it up slightly.
Hence, there is always an opportunity as a batter. That little loop you're talking about, that gives you the extra time to step out, to go deep in the crease, do something. Be enterprising enough.
That's another beautiful delivery. Look at the bounce. The reaction suggests that there was an edge.
Yes, that got Tirtha on the shoulders almost. That's the kind of bounce that Vaishnavi has extracted so far.
This is a brilliant start. Short ball off the back foot. A slight misfield will give away a single. The bowler will not be entirely happy about that. She was looking for a maiden over to start proceedings for herself.
She was perhaps hoping to then trap Mas with a bit of a googly towards the end of this over. The strike has been rotated though.
She will bowl to the new batter.
No better time to slip in the googly now.
You reckon could have a slip here? Not the right delivery to be having a slip. Will be another single. 2 runs coming off that over. 29 for 4 after 9.
Place in the semi-finals, Asia Cup qualifications on the line for the home team. They will be needing 110 to go at tens for the remaining 11 over that is.
With every passing delivery, this looks like a Himalayan task while the captain continues to bowl her spell out. Starts with a full toss, will be a single down to long on.
Boundary opportunity goes begging. I can understand you can't straight away tee off and look at tens. You can look at eights, sevens. It's not happening as well.
Bowls the straighter one. She's also got a bunch of variations which are very hard to pick from the front.
Yes, they're extremely subtle as well.
It's again well bowled.
Normally, as a off-break bowler, Adarsh, you're basically using your first finger and middle finger to give it a tweak. Depending on which one you leave at the ball right at the very end, does the variation come.
That's played on the offside. Will be a couple of runs.
Yes, that particular ball, that was delivered more from the first finger. Hence that it kind of curled away from the right-hander and didn't exactly spin back in.
You got a good eye, Baba. A couple of runs. That's right up there. Will only be a single. She's using all her variations exceedingly well. She knows that Malaysia are on the back foot. Can she get one more? Oh, that's very safely negotiated to end the 10th over and the captain's spell. What a brilliant spell of bowling that was. 2 for 16 in her 4 overs. And at the 10 over mark, Malaysia are 33 for 4. As we head into a drinks break, stay tuned, we'll be right back.
33 for 4. The heat is on. The host nation right now chasing 139 against UAE. More leg spin. Loopy ball powered. A tremendous effort inside the circle to keep it down to a dot ball.
Is there anything that Isha Oza can't do? Today especially.
Now turning out to be a really difficult task for Mas and Dhanushri here.
Was that to be hit?
Plenty of turn on offer there. Just jumped off the surface. That's been a feature of Vaishnavi Mahesh. The attempt at googly in the previous over was down the leg side though. Once again it was mixing that variation pretty nicely, Vaishnavi here.
She knows that she's got the bounce. Her action, her release point comes from so far up that she is able to extract.
Which is why as a batter you will be thinking twice before stepping out. Dhanushri just lunging forward, reaching for it. That's what Vaishnavi wants you to do.
Well, she's using everything that she's learned so far and she's putting them to good use. She's playing with the batter's minds here.
That's better from Dhanushri. If you can't lunge forward, you can use the depth of the crease to place it in the gap. Only for a harmless single though.
A couple of big overs will bolster their confidence, but where are the big overs coming from? Who is attempting to do it is the question.
Picked up nicely in the gap. That's got legs on it. Speak about the big overs, at least a boundary in this one. 11 overs are done, 39 for 4.
That ball was asking to be hit. It was full, it was on the pads. She did correct at the very last second. She was trying to play with a straight bat first. She made the necessary connection and found the gap. Could this be the move on that Malaysia and their captain needed?
We've already seen 3 spinners. Here is the 4th one.
A spin choke in the earlier game from Thailand. A similar attempt here from the UAE.
Yes, Katie Thompson gets her opportunity from the Negara end. Once again, really slow in her bowling tactics, Katie. Starts with a loose no good from Tirtha, covered it. Will be a wide.
Another special mention quickly to Tirtha as well. She did brilliantly with the bat to be able to get the UAE to a respectable total, and she's not let even a single one go past her behind the stumps.
Should have got bat on ball there, but didn't get enough of it. Short fine leg does well, keeps it down to 1 more. In fact, that was off the legs, leg by signal. This is the matchup for Malaysia against the slow bowling of Katie. It has to be Maz to find a few boundaries.
She does attempt for the big drive. There is protection at mid-off. You're exactly right there, Baba, because this is the over that they will have to look to target and try if you get anything out of this.
It was always a wide. Maz trying her level best to get bat on ball. Should have always left it. Second wide of the over.
You might as well go swinging. But that's something that needs to happen immediately. It's again placed in the gap for a quick single.
And if it's not Maz, then it has to be Dhanushri. There's no point keeping resources in hand. Once that required run rate goes beyond to what it is, it's already over 11. It'd be impossible to track it down. Dhanushri needs a move on here.
That's punched off the back foot. Will only be a single.
Adarsh, we saw that in the first game as well. Nepal delaying their power hitting, their stroke play, and eventually were out of the contest. Malaysia should have learned a lesson there. Oh, gone through her. Didn't pick the length, was stuck on the crease. And Ellie has found some turn.
That's a brilliant delivery. Even she didn't expect that by the looks of it. She's also a little surprised at what happened. That's again the same patch where things are happening.
Katie, in fact, getting that ball to spin square.
This time the batter's a little watchful and waiting for the turn. A dot ball to end that over. After 12, it's 44 for 4.
Vaishnavi, before the start of that over, has had a brief chat with the skipper regarding that deep backward square leg fielder, which was pushed a lot finer in the previous over. She wanted it a little squarer. Esha said, you keep concentrating on spinning it outside off. Don't worry about that fielder. Which is why she's gone really wide outside off.
Talk about listening to your captain. She's just done it exactly what the captain wanted her to. Maybe not give away an extra run.
You're right, she follows the plan to the T. Dhanushri needs to do that too. Going across the line won't help. Did that back leg get back just in time? Square leg umpire is just walking through to set the stumps right. My first instinct was perhaps it was in the air.
That definitely looked much more closer. That's in the air. There is a lot of purchase for her.
Yes, right now, she's just ensuring that she's trying to beat the batter with a bit of loop there. Stumping opportunity created. Leading edge almost carried.
But this
Another
time,
big shot. Over mid-off. Enough power behind that. That boundary was on the cards. Dhanushri had to break the deadlock. She's done it.
that was there to be hit. She had to put bat on ball and give the ball some direction. Mid-off was up in the circle. She knew she had to exactly just clear that. And she's done that very, very well. The team moves on to 49, one away from a 50. The team, I mean.
Adarsh, having gotten that boundary, she can't look back now. Keep going, Dhanushri. Just a block. It was always going to be Vaishnavi. If there was one bowler they had to put pressure on, it had to be Dhanushri and Katie. This bowling pair, they're not doing it what's needed, what's enough right now, these two, Dhanushri and Mas.
Oh, this time another hoik will land between the bowler and the incoming fielder from mid-off, and they will scamper through for a single.
Yes, the pace of this game has just slowed down. 50 up for Malaysia, but not in quick time. None for 14 so far for Mahesh. Wanting a wicket now. Skipper goes on the back foot, just finds the deep fielder. As long as they're dealing in singles, UAE will be pretty happy with that. 13 overs are done, falling behind the rate, and in this run chase are Malaysia. They're 51 for 4.
Baba, the word intent is very closely associated to T20 cricket. and intent wins you games. You don't necessarily have to connect bat on ball or have to hit timber, but the fact that you're looking to do that should instill fear in the opposition's mind, and that is what both in the earlier game and now Malaysia have lacked in doing.
Instill fear in the opposition and instill confidence in that dugout of yours. Both hasn't happened for Malaysia so far. KT again. Oh, lands it perfectly. That's been the stock ball for KT. Mistimed cut shot only gets them one. I would love to see a bit more firepower from Malaysia moving forward from this tournament. If there's one area they could work upon.
Well, the balls hit the keeper's helmet and there will be a mandatory concussion test there.
They're fooling around with her right now. They know she's okay. Tirtha.
Well, Tirtha's had a fantastic day on the field. I think she deserves to get a tiny break. She's done all the hard work with the bat. She's not let a lot of them go through behind the stumps as well. She's also there maintaining and looking, keeping an eye out on the angles in the field, communicating them with her captain. So she's been busy all day. She deserves a tiny break.
Absolutely. A couple of pointers just for the host nation, Malaysia, as they look forward from this particular event, irrespective of the result. Clear two areas where I can see their batters work on. A, get used to high pace. Come up with innovative, creative drills to make sure that you are getting into better positions when you're facing high pace. And secondly, get into better positions to be able to play some shots. It's all well and good for you to have a good sound defense, which all of these batters have shown. They've been able to keep the good balls out, barring a few who got out early. But to be able to then power it over the ropes, beyond the fielders, is what they got to seriously work on. Right next to this ground, of course, there is a tremendous indoor cricketing facility with about 6 batting strips. That kind of power hitting, that kind of intent that you're talking about, that can be developed in such training conditions. So they have the infra, they just have to build on this.
Power hitting, range hitting it should be the area of focus, because it's not easy for any team to walk into the quarterfinals, which means they've done a lot of things right.
Was a bad ball. This is where you need that power. Enough opportunity for you to get into a good position and tonk that one over the dugout. That's not happening right now.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we were trying to highlight, that power hitting, range hitting needs to be trained for.
Was on strike now, looking to use a lot of bottom hand, but only along the carpet. They'll push that fielder for a second.
The fielder was a little slow to get off the blocks. The batters noticed it immediately and they scampered back for the second. Like I said, it's not easy for any team to be able to walk into the quarterfinal without doing certain things right, which means there are boxes that they're ticking. It's in the air. Driven to mid-off, will only be a dot ball.
And others, sometimes an experience like this can make you learn it the hard way. When you're out there in the center, when you're unable to get it off the blocks, get it off the square, that's when, as a player, you take responsibility and you get it right. Malaysia finding a little bit of discomfort out there because of the heat. We'll take a little breather as she gets back on her feet. It's brilliant from Maz to carry on after that little discomfort she faced because of the toiling heat. They were pushed for 20 overs on the field. And then she's been batting out there for a while right now. Back on strike. Katie to continue. Looking for the drive there. Once again, that spin from Katie that she got it in the previous over too.
Yeah, good sportsmanship from Tirtha as well. She just made sure to check on Mas, make sure she was all right.
Yes, because Maz did check on her when Tirtha was going through a long innings. Terrific over from Katie once again in this spell. So far, 14 overs are done. Malaysia are slowing down. 55 for 4.
Baba, the heat has been unbearable today. Commiserations not in order already, but congratulations to both the teams to have withstood this heat, especially Malaysia, because the captain did a lot of right things when they were fielding. She had to rally her troops. She had to make sure the fielders were in the right positions, constantly communicating with the bowlers, and on the field also have to be a good fielder. You cannot miss out on the most basic part. So she's done a lot of things right and now has spent a lot of time under the helmet. She's faced 34 deliveries already, and that's why she was just a little phased out by the sun. She was also asking a couple of her teammates to cover the sun from her while she took a little breather.
Change in bowling now from Golden Hope end. Oh, she almost slipped. Lavanya Kenny getting her first opportunity. Yes, correction there. It's Athige Thilini.
A swing and a miss. Well, again, it's the captain on strike. She is definitely gassed out there.
Just a quick note about Athige's action there. Yes, I know she slipped for that first attempt. It's the back foot contact, Adarsh. She has a slingy action from a side-on action. She changes to an open chest action right before the delivery point. Which is why she's got some wheels on her. That inside half of the bat will take it towards the fine leg boundary. Desperate dive from the fine leg fielder keeps it down to just 2 more. So she's getting the extra pace because of that change. But in trying to do so, she loses a bit of balance.
Oh, we've got a slinger of our own here. That was actually a very well directed Yorker. Great job by the batter to connect, to put bat on ball for a couple of runs.
Shashikala once again looking to bowl full quick. And so simple from UAE. Up top, they've got Samaira who can do it with a new ball with the seam up. Now with the older ball with a hint of reverse perhaps. Shashikala comes with a slingy arm. This is such a well-rounded bowling attack.
She's going round the wicket.
Oh, that will just accentuate that angle we are talking about. Good on Dhanushri. She's opened up the batting stance ever so slightly to cover for that extra angle. Which is why she's able to open the face of the bat. Perhaps was a bit of change of pace from Shashikala.
Yeah, looks like she just wanted to get her line right and didn't want to stray too much. So reducing the pace would usually help in doing that, especially when you're coming round the wicket.
And with that slingy action, change of pace is so difficult to pick.
This is exactly what she wanted to avoid the previous delivery. Go all guns blazing and stray down the leg side.
Just getting a hint of tail back in right now. And that is not just because it's an older ball, because of that slingy action. Once you do that, rough side then reacts with the air. It's more turbulent than the shinier side, and it cuts back in. Hit back at her was a difficult chance always. She's not the most balanced in terms of follow through after delivery stride, which is why that return catch was too tough for her.
Baba, you're a little too harsh on the bowlers, I must say. She's bowling in good speeds. She's hardly finished releasing the ball, and the ball was hit right back at her. So, congratulations. Kudos to her to be able to put hand to ball there.
Absolutely. Take nothing away. Was a return catch though. Let's see if she can get the timber otherwise. Leading edge will go over, short third and backward point. Plenty of pace from Shashikala to take that outside edge for 4.
Yes, a very thick outside edge. 2 fielders in the 30-yard circle on the offside. And the pace, exactly like you said, helped the ball go further and further away from those 2 fielders.
With that, 15 overs are done. Malaysia, they're 63 for 4. Only double-digit scoring over for Malaysia has come only in that 15th over. Shashikala's first over cost her 12 runs. And that is the most UAE have given away in a single over. As KT returns for another over, back in the box is Shah. Welcome back.
Well, thank you. Malaysia under a lot of pressure. But this is a good partnership between Dhanasri and Marcelisa. 36 of 46. Marcelisa, the skipper, batting on 27. She took the responsibility, but just losing out of partners. No one there to stand with her. It's almost like you're a lone warrior going into a war. And you don't have the armory needed as well.
And you can't be a lone warrior taking on an army of UAE that is.
It's absolutely a good force to reckon with. And I think they will be a good team to be proceeding to the semi-finals as well.
But what this performance does, and we'll come to that as KT delivers another loopy ball, this kind of Herculean effort from Mars is only going to rally the troops around and behind her a lot more. So irrespective of the result, she will still have the hold of the team. She'll still have the respect of the team, which is so crucial for Malaysia to rebuild irrespective of the result of this game.
Yes, absolutely. I think sometimes you can take example of your own teammates and not look for what the other teams are doing. Sometimes you have a role model inside your team itself, and Marcelisa could be a prime example of it for Malaysia, for the Malaysian batters especially.
Last ball of this over. Attempting the slog sweep right now. Mars misses the ball. 16 overs are done. And Malaysia far, far behind from their target, the 64 for 4. But having said that, couple of experienced players from Malaysia today, they've put their hand up differently. We're seeing Marzalisha's Herculean effort now with the bat. We saw how well Winifred came back in her spell. That first over was very off the mark, extras here and there. Then she came back and dismissed the opposite captain, Esha, and finished with a very decent figures in her 4 overs. So 2 experienced players today showing the way, leading the way. Hina returns from the end that she has preferred a lot more. From the Golden Hope end. Goes wide of the crease and aims for the Yorker. These performances, Shah, will only work as massive positives for the young crop of players coming through the system.
Yes, absolutely. I think these are good examples, especially for a lot of young Malaysians
who are coming in from the under 19 and even younger players. Sometimes you just need to take the right examples. Cross batted shot on that occasion. Dhanushree is one of them as well, coming in from under 19, and she has batted well. When she came to bat in Malaysia, were in a difficult situation, 27 for 4, and since then she has played the anchor role and tried to support the skipper.
Yes, the Interstate Cup and the Premier Cup, the more predominant T20 tournaments from where players get an opportunity to play with some foreign talent as well. More of those kind of tournaments, Shah, will only prep them for a stage like this. What I would love to see, Shah, and I know cricket is something that is driven by logistics and presence and viewership these days. But for these young Malaysian girls to play slightly longer format, more of the 50 over cricket, maybe a few days cricket, the 2-day, 3-day games. What that does, that really expands their cricketing skills. For batters, it teaches them to be out there in the center for a longer period of time. For bowlers, it really preps up their stock bowl a lot more. So while T20 cricket is going to make them ready for the immediate international tournaments, international fixtures, it's the longer format that will really iron out their cricketing basics.
Yes, you're right. You need to have all those different formats and players. They need to go through a process. We have seen the grades, how they evolve as a cricketer, and we have seen a lot of them playing 50 overs and 2-day games, 4-day matches. But yes, like you said, logistics could be an issue here. But at the same time, probably the Malaysian side, they're just trying to ace the skills of the T20 first, and probably along the time, things will get better.
Yes, absolutely. This is the starting point. When you're trying to introduce the game to new, young players, this is the format that excites them the most. 17 overs are done, 68 for 4. Which is why it's great to have participation at this level in this format. But once you have got a pool of players and talent, you can then take them and in a very controlled environment, you can make them play the longer format. And that's going to really boost their confidence as well, because they would know that in the hot sun, they're spending longer hours. The bowlers are getting more overs to really be disciplined enough.
Yes, I think that's a very important point, especially looking into the fitness levels of the players. It's very important for them to spend more times out there on the field. Meanwhile, Katie will continue in here. Again, finds the fielder. No runs there. 68 for 4 Malaysia. Well, it has been a one-sided affair, isn't it? UAE dominating in all 3 aspects of the game. Oh, that's straight to the fielder. This could be close. Dhanushree gets home.
Yes, Shah, one-sided only if you consider this particular contest. Plenty of gains to be had otherwise in terms of their personal growth. As we mentioned, the contribution of some of the senior players in this game itself will serve as a marker for the younger players.
That's driven down the ground. Another single. Yes, you're absolutely right. A lot of positives for Malaysia. And we have seen a lot of the other teams, the younger teams coming in, playing the best cricket possible. And we have been entertained throughout this tournament. We're into the knockout stages.
Absolutely. This game as well has been extremely watchable, especially for the first 10 overs. How Malaysian bowlers, fielders kept a real tight leash on the UAE batters. Yes, it's only with the bat that they have fallen short.
Yes, I think fielding is something that Malaysia can take back home and really be proud about, especially with the way they have fielded, particularly in this game.
And it's a tough ground to field as well. Lightning quick outfield, hot sun coming down on you. So if they can hold their nerves in these conditions. Take a look at that effort from Samaira. Top spell from her, now putting her body on the line once again.
Well, we're speaking about fielding, and UAE can't be left behind as well. Classic example of there. Samaira was exceptional with the new ball, and now she's just throwing her body on the line to save the runs. Even we're into the 18th, 19th over, UAE are not backing out on this.
Esha not taking any chances whatsoever. Shashikala Silva was slightly expensive for that first over. She's been banished from the bowling attack, at least from the Golden Hope end. And she's gone to a lot safer option of Mahesh, the leg spinner. Understanding that these two batters are perhaps trying to tee off, play the big shots, so don't give them any pace whatsoever.
Yes, and for the first time in this ACC Premier Cup, Vaishnavi has been wicketless. 15 runs off of 3 overs, yet to pick up a wicket. Usually she's someone who likes to take wickets. Starts off with a low full toss, well played. Again, Dhanusri showing a lot of maturity in this innings.
Also, the fact that the Malaysian team had a little bit of support on the ground will perhaps go down really well for these girls, because they would know that there is plenty of interest out there to watch them. Direct throw will have her. One bounce throw from Esha, just missed the bails by a whisker.
Well, the only thing that Esha Oza couldn't do today was to hit the stumps directly. Probably, if that is one thing you can get out of today, because the rest that she did been phenomenal. The skipper leading from the front, beautifully bowled once again. She's getting a lot of turn.
Yes, shifting our focus to UAE now, near perfect game for them. Couldn't have asked for a better game at the start of the knockouts. That will set them right, heading into the semi-finals now.
Oh, that's Ariel just short of the fielder, misfield, but they'll settle down just for one. And I think it will be interesting to see who they're going to face. It's probably going to be Hong Kong, China. What a game that's going to be.
Yes, those games will be extremely tight.
Thailand, on the other hand, oh, that's launched. And in the gap as well. Well, it had the height, but not the distance. But couple of runs taken. Good running between the wickets as well.
Also, she's a little out of gas right now, and you can understand why. Been on the field for 20 overs now, been out there for 42 balls, Maz.
And with that 2 runs, that's the 50 partnership as well between Marcelisa and Dhanusri. Well, something they should celebrate. And wonderful partnership this for Malaysia. Oh, look at that. She was down on her knees. She's
given it everything, Shah. That's something. That picture is worth 1,000,000 words. Captain of Malaysia down on her haunches but not out. Still fighting, still very much out there, still being creative. This is an inspiring performance from us here.
Yes, absolutely. Well, she was down and vomiting like few overs back, but still had the courage to carry her bat and playing through the overs. Here she goes again. Beautifully played, a single. But then she's giving her 100% out there in the field. Again, we're talking about setting examples. That's exactly what she's doing. End of the over, 79 for 4.
Yes, she's sent a clear message to that dugout. That girls, it's tough out here. But when it's tough, the tougher gets going.
That shows the character and the fighting spirit in Marcelisa. She has been a wonderful ambassador of Malaysian cricket.
Esha Oza could have bowled anybody for that 20th over. but none other than Samaira to cap it off. Samaira started this innings, bowled with real pace, and now will get the old ball, perhaps a bit of reverse too.
I think the idea is very simple. UAE has some unfinished business, and I think the only way to finish it off will be to get the wicket of Marcelisa. If not, both Marcelisa and Dhanusri.
And I think therein lies the challenge for Mas and Dhanushri here. Against real pace, the top order batters found it really difficult. If they can hold their fort, not get out, look comfortable, that will be another small little victory for them. Quick wheels on Samaira.
Yes, so wonderful day in the office for the fast bowler. Look at that, beautifully bowled right up there in the block hole. And they're going for the second. Good running between the wickets as well, even in the 20th over. Look at that for commitment. Wonderfully done.
Yes, my heart goes out for Mas. And I'm going to take my hat off as well, because this has been one fine performance from her.
There's the Malaysian captain leading from the front.
Samaira, the only bowler from UAE, in fact, in the world, to have taken a T20 and an ODI hat-trick. We already discussed how young she was when they got her into the system. Since then, she's been one of their brightest stars with the ball.
Well, definitely, she's someone who brings in the X factor in the side. UAE, blessed with a lot of good cricketers, blessed with a wonderful captain. And so are Malaysia. A wonderful captain in Marcelisa as well. So, a lot to take from. That's a good looking shot. And Samaira does well to get a hand to it. That ball was travelling.
Shaidur, it's been an honor to be here at BAYUEMAS, to be here in Malaysia, the other grounds that we have covered, and to have seen women's cricket growing along in the deeper pockets of Asia. And this was my first game actually watching the host nation play in this tournament. And I've been definitely impressed with the kind of work Marcelisa and few of those senior players they've put on. In fact, Noor Dania was into the bowling attack very early as well, got the new ball. How young she is, for her to have that discipline, that calmness, tells you that Malaysian women's cricket is in great hands.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the cricket is heading into the right direction as well, especially starting from the grassroots. A lot of school cricket being happening, not only for the female, but for the male as well, the men's cricket. Right now, Malaysian men's side is in Singapore playing the Challengers Cup. So that's something we'll be looking forward as well. So a lot of cricket happening, and Malaysia being a wonderful host. And I think that's also encouraged a lot of young cricketers to come in and play this wonderful game. Last delivery coming up of the game, and Marcelisa, she survives, and she's pushing it for the second, and she will be run out. Well, that was not necessary, but she will finish off with 39 runs behind her, and a wonderful way to end this. And straight away you can see the wicketkeeper congratulating Marcelisa on a wonderful knock. But yes, the UAE, they have outplayed Malaysia.
I think Shaidur, she does everything to send a message. There was no need for the second. She intentionally took it just to take on UAE for that one last ball and tell the dugout out there, yes, it was tough, but we could have perhaps put a better fight with the bat in hand. Which is why that entire dugout has walked out. They're clapping for their captain. There's immense respect for Mars right now in that dugout. And that is perhaps the biggest takeaway for Malaysia. UAE has very much won this game, but Marcelisa and Malaysian women's, they have won in terms of their own personal growth.
Yes, absolutely. And they have won respect as well. Even from UAE, you can see Marcelisa, she can hardly stand on her feet, but a wonderful game. UAE going into the game, electing to bat first, 138 on the board. Tita Satish, wonderful knock from her, 65. The skipper, Esha Oja, 42 for her. Winifred was the pick of the bowlers, picking up 2 wickets. And in response, Malaysia showing some fighting spirit in the form of their captain, 39 for her, 23 for Dhanusri. And Samaira was exceptional with 2 wickets for 9 runs in a 4 overs, and Isha Oja picking up 2 as well.
As a result, UAE now proceed to the top 4 into the semi-finals now. And as a result, now they have a clear pathway to the Asia Cup. That's it from the commentary box. We dive into a little breather. We'll meet Adarsh for the post-match presentation. Don't go too far away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-match presentation here at the home of cricket in Malaysia, the BAYUEMAS Oval. It has been an enthralling day of cricket and it has finally come to a close. Welcome to the post-match presentation. This has been a fantastic contest where UAE have taken large strides and they've gone home and through to the semi-finals. For the player of the match, I would like to invite first up the match referee Supriya Das to present the award. Welcome, ma'am. And to collect the award, I would like to call on the captain and the player of the match of the UAE, Isha Rohit Oza. Please come on and collect the award. I will have a chat with you just a little bit later. Let me quickly welcome the vice captain of the Malaysian team, Mahira Izzati, for a quick chat. Tough luck, Mahira. First questions first. How was your captain? She was down and out. Is her energy back on?
She's not well, so feeling not well.
Absolutely. I mean, I hope everything is well with her. But quick questions. There was a lot of positives to take out of this tournament for your team. If you had to highlight a few of those, what would they be?
For positive thing, Mas Elisa take a responsibility with Danu, build a partnership together. Yeah,
Brilliant. And you have the Asian Games that you will have to look forward to. There will be a slight break, but what are the preparations that you would want to include, that you would want to take to that tournament?
we will have practice until that Asian Games.
All right, brilliant. Thank you so very much. Tough luck and all the very best for the future. May I please invite the winning captain and the player of the match, Isha, please. Isha, first questions first to you. Is there anything that you cannot do on a cricket field? You're scoring runs, you're picking up wickets. Do you want to try your hand at keeping as well?
I was a keeper in the past. I do keep as well.
Okay, so there's literally nothing that you can't do. But quick word on this game and all-round performance taking you through to the semi.
Really happy with the team effort today. I think the way we batted, I think good partnerships and especially Tirtha and Hina finishing the game. I think that was a very crucial partnership and they really accelerated and got us to a good platform from there.
Brilliant. A quick word on your keeper. She's been fantastic behind the stumps and today the knock that she played.
It's amazing. I mean, she's a great batter. She still hasn't shown what she can do. She is way better than this as well. So I hope the next two games she shines even brighter.
Brilliant. This has been an all-round performance for you. And you as captain, you've been switched on. What are the positives that you would like to take in and what are the areas of work that you think you need to do?
I think still areas of work, I would say still bowling a bit more tighter. We were still a bit loose here and there, not bowling to one side. So maybe something we can work on and yeah, not losing wickets in clusters, something we can work on. If a wicket's gone, maybe build a partnership. But good stuff we did today. I think, yeah, the partnership to finish off. I think that's what's needed in T20 cricket, a good finish. We did that and yeah, just keeping the batters, like not letting them get easy runs. I think we did that a bit better than the other games today.
You've been ticking a lot of boxes. Tomorrow it's an off day, I believe, and I wish you all the very best for the rest of the tournament. Get some rest, play really well. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that concludes the post-match presentation here at the BAYUEMAS Oval. Tomorrow we have an enthralling day of cricket again. Stay tuned till then.